Okay, CRKD just teased their new guitar controller. For those who don't know, CRKD is built up of the same staff that worked at Red Octane back when a lot more Guitar Hero games were releasing than are today. We can tell quite a lot about what this guitar can be like just from this 7-second clip. The headstock, that looks a lot like the Gibson Les Pauls that were used as the Guitar Hero 3 controllers. The fret buttons, rectangular, not rectangular with tapered off with as a semicircle, which is very interesting. We haven't seen that on a Guitar Hero style controller since Guitar Hero 2 with the Explorer guitar. The fret buttons mostly black. Okay, a lot like the Red Octane guitars back in the day, but it's clear from this video that the coloured outline of each of the fret buttons is only along the top and the bottom, and which from this perspective is left and right of the buttons, rather than going all the way around the buttons themselves. There's the clear ridge on the yellow button. I don't actually know how many Red Octane guitars actually did end up having that, but the Gibson Les Paul from Guitar Hero 3 does have that ridge on the yellow button. So it's clear that CRKD are taking inspiration from their previous guitars, maybe for nostalgia, I guess. But I don't know how you're going to be nostalgic over this exactly. Then you've got the lights on the guitar neck. If that's the number of lights on the actual full guitar, I'd say it's a bit disappointing, but it could mean that this guitar has a slider bar, like the World Tour generic casters and the Guitar Hero 5 and Band Hero guitars did. But I don't think that's the case. I think there'll be more lights going down the rest of the neck. We can see from the video that as the controls back, as the fret buttons are pressed, the lights do indeed illuminate to that colour. Fret button, if no frets are pressed, the lights illuminate to white. I feel like that might use up a lot of battery, which is something that could be alleviated if this guitar is wired, or has an actual wired option. The number of times that the fret buttons are pressed and unpressed, well, they're clearly pressed 5 times, going down green, red, yellow, blue, orange. But once it starts fuzzing out a lot, this does not work frame by frame. I don't know how clear that was, but as the guitar was fading out there, the lights were illuminating back up the front colours. Could this mean that in this teaser, CRKD are telling us, or at least hinting really, when we'll have a full reveal of this guitar, where we will see the full guitar body rather than just a plain image silhouette and the fret buttons and headstock? We'll see. Considering this is going to be a Guitar Hero style controller, I think there will definitely be quiet frets, loud strum bar, like other redoxing guitars, especially considering they are hinting at the Guitar Hero 2 and Guitar Hero 3 guitars, with the fret buttons, headstock. But with the number of times the fret buttons are pressed, clearly we could see this in 5 days, or 10, considering the time at the end of the video where it goes back up. We'll see. What's also interesting is the caption of this Twitter post, okay? Tapping down the days. How many fret buttons were pressed? 5, but then 10. Okay, 5 very clearly during the video, but later on when it started fading, the fret lights were clearly changing colour. And also, the emojis here. You've got the musical note emoji and the musical notes emoji. The first of which, 2 quavers, second 3 quavers. So you've got 2, 3, 2 quavers. 7 quavers in total there. Could that mean that we're getting this guitar in 7 days rather than 5 or 10, as the tapping down the days of the fret buttons would suggest? But then quavers, they're half notes essentially. These 3 emojis on the musical save is just 3.5 beats. Which is it? We will see at some point in between 3.5 and 10 days.